School is the most important thing in your life. And while I hate school, I got a PhD. And I hate school. I hate everything about it. So somebody say, E, if you hate school so much, why you get a PhD? Because I hate school, but I love options. You can have average skill, but you can't have average will. You can't have average will. Like your will has to be phenomenal. You have to see basketball as the gateway. It's like a passport. Basketball is just your way to get in, and then once you get in, boom, then you dominate. So I'm telling you, you're not taking a test because they're giving you the test. You're taking a test that's about to change your life, your mama's life. And I know if you take the test serious, you'll kill it. When you go through your go-through, your siblings are watching you. When you go through your go-through, your friends are watching you. When you go through your go-through, your parents are watching you. And people will use your strength to get through their stuff.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy, ETA. Welcome to another edition of Free. That's right. I said it. Free Summer School with ET and friends. Look, knowledge is the new money. Get you some. Like literally, knowledge is the new money. We're going to finish this week strong with all in. All in, y'all. Write it down. All in. Go get a piece of paper. All in. And I want you to ask yourself, the question is, as I'm starting off, of course, I'm going to, flip it to my friends, but I want you to really think about that. Like, where are you? Are you 70%? Are you 80%? Are you 90? Are you 100? Are you 120? And people ask me all the time, like, what's 120? Well, 100 is when you're doing everything that's expected of you. 120 is you going above and beyond. 120 is like some Michael Jordan stuff, right? It's some Michael Phelps stuff. It's some Serena Williams stuff. It's like, here's the benchmark for great, and they take it to phenomenal. So where are you? Kobe Bryant said, and I think this is deep, if you're afraid to fail, then you're probably going to fail. All right, flat out. This is why, why you talking about all in? I'm talking about all in because when you're all in, you win championships. When you're all in, Kobe, you become a multimillionaire. When you're all in, you got a wife, he got a kid. When you all in, you number 8, number 24. When you all in, you one of the great Lakers. You feel me? You go down with Chamberlain. You go down there, Kareem. You go down with Magic. You go down with James Worthy. Like you go down with the greats, right? When you all in. When you all out, now please hear what I'm saying. When you all in, that's one life. When you all out, that's high school dropout. That's eating out of trash cans. That's not having confidence in yourself. That's failure after failure after failure. Right. And so what I'm trying to tell you guys, that a large part of success is just making up in your mind when you wake up in the morning, am I going all in or going all out? Like, that's it. All right. So let's go to this next quote. Be all in or get all out. There is no halfway. So that's what I'm talking about. So be all in or get all out. Do you know you actually do more damage when you have cleaned the kitchen? Because guess what? Somebody's got to come behind you now. And somebody's got to, it would be better to have a clean canvas, right? It'd be better to have a clean canvas. It's worse when somebody's got to come behind you and straighten up your mess. That's worse. So you thinking, I tried. Look, you don't get nothing for trying. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do for you guys, I'm going to end a little earlier today. I'm going to drop my boy Kale on before we actually go to our friends, because I want you to hear something Kale said about this whole concept of trying, right? I got this next quote for you, all right? Halfway never gets us anywhere. Go all the way or don't go at all. Okay, I'm going to my grandma's house. When was the last time, if your grandma lived out of town, when was the last time you and your family, so I'm from Chicago originally, right? My mom moved to Detroit. So we would go to Chicago on a regular basis. So if I'm going to see my grandma on the south side of Chicago, right? If I'm going to see my grandma, listen to me very closely, right? We're not going halfway. We're not going to drive to Michigan City and then turn around. Like if I'm going to see my auntie on the south side, Halstead, we're not going to drive to Gary and then turn around. We're not going to go halfway. Listen to me very closely. You did half your homework. Come on. You should have done none of it. I'm telling you, you shouldn't have done none of it. You went to school. Here's when I dropped out of school. I dropped out because my boy Bob was like, you going to school every single day. Bro, you still failing. You going every day. You doing your homework. And I was like, you right. I wasn't all in for school, so I was like, I might as well get out of here. But when I finally went back, I went all, man, after getting kicked out on academic probation in college and then having my son Jalen and then going back, when I'm telling you something, I went back and I finished. I went back and got the master's. I went back and got the PhD. I didn't get a new brain. I got a new heart. I didn't get a new brain. I got a new heart. I start finishing what I started. And once you start finishing what you start, it's a whole different game, y'all. It's a whole different game. So I'm telling you, whatever you do, whatever, act like, so if you love video games, act like math is a video game. If you love video games, act like video games is your literature or your writing assignments. If you love football, act like cutting the grass is football. Listen to me. If you love soccer, act like making your bed and cleaning your room is soccer. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Whatever it is you love, act like the other thing is that. So you can love that and you can finish, because we're not inferior. We're not inferior academically. We're not inferior. We're not inferior, guys. In terms of test taking, we're not inferior. What happens is when you don't care for something, you don't give it all your effort. And when you don't give something all your effort, you don't do as well as you do when you give all your effort. Are you hearing what I'm saying? All right, so my last quote, get ready, and then we're going to bring Kale up, right? I just thought you guys needed to hear this, right? So when we think about Kobe Bryant, he says, people just don't understand how obsessed I am with winning. What is he saying? People just don't understand that once I put that jersey on, once I put those shorts on, once I lace those shoes up, once I put them socks on, once I put that wristband on, once I drop that number on, once I hit that court, once that jump ball happens and the game start, I'm going all in. I'm telling you, you'd be a lot further in life. You'd have probably more money. You'd have better opportunities. You'd probably have more. Listen to me. I'm going to stop and say this slowly. You might not even believe me. If you finish what you started and you went all in on everything you do, you would probably have more privileges from your parents. I'm just being real. Your allowance would probably be bigger. I mean, all that fussing and cussing, you going to tell your homeboys how you can't stand your mama, you can't stand your daddy, you can't stand your grandparents, you can't stand. Listen to me. They probably, because you do stuff, they probably can't stand you sometimes either. Your teachers probably can't stand you either because they know how gifted and talented you are, but you have to do everything. You have to do everything. Listen to me. Your curfew would probably be longer, right? If you didn't have to do everything. You probably could play video games longer without them fussing if you didn't have to do everything. Come on. I'm just being real. You'd have way more privileges, way more benefits. You'd have way more freedom, way more luxuries if you would finally finish something. If you'd put that same energy that you put in Mortal Kombat, that same energy that you put in Fortnite, that same energy, guys, come on, Call of Duty, that same energy into 2K, that same energy, if you put that same energy into the things that are more important, the things that are valuable, the things that you're going to need for the rest of your life, reading, writing, comprehension, critical thinking skills, analytical, counting, decision making. If you would put more effort into that kind of stuff, I'm telling you, life would be fuller and you would be happier. All right, hey, it's your boy E.T. I'm about to turn you on my boy Kale. Look, small steps, great distances. And then do me a favor. After you finish listening to Kale, I want to play a special song that Kale and I did together. All right, and then we're gonna shift it over to our friends. All right, it's your boy E.T. again. Small steps, great distances. Now you know. Let's go.
It's an honor to be here on the Secrets to Success podcast. I don't know what.
Good to have you. Good to have you.
I've been in the background conversations of the podcast, a few episodes. So
Yes,
I appreciate actually coming
Yes,
on
sir.
here. You know what I'm saying? So I thank y'all for the platform and the opportunity. But yeah, man. I think that my generation, we have a problem bringing emotional issues to our work. Like I was telling CJ, when something doesn't feel good to us, we underperform based off the feeling by itself. Even if we want the end result, even if we want the goal, even if we want the achievement, the feeling itself will stop us from getting the things that we say that we want. And I was explaining to him, and it was perfect because I was picking him up from Atlanta airport. You know, that's an hour drive.
That's an hour drive. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was perfect just to have that conversation, just, you know, not just as my mentor, but as my big brother. You know, I could be honest with him and be like, man, sometimes there's days where I wake up and my emotions will keep me from executing, or my anxiety will keep me from executing, or my feelings will keep me from executing. And over this past weekend, God was just chastising me, and he flipped a switch in my brain. He was like, hell, I never told you the grind was supposed to feel good.
Right.
I never told you that this part of the process was supposed to feel good. You waiting for God to clear out a field, a meadow, and you just gonna walk through. It's like, no, God sometimes gonna tell you to go that way, and there's gonna be a bunch of stuff in the way.
Yeah.
God is sometimes gonna tell you to go that way, and your fears are gonna be in the way. Or God's gonna tell you to go that way, and it might be some traps or some spikes or whatever. And he's like, that's what you need, because until you can get out of your emotions and into the goal, then you're not going to actually reach the goal. Every time it hurts or every time you get uncomfortable, you're not going to actually finish the work. You're not going to get across the finish line. So God was telling me, it's like, embrace that pain. Like, and he says, he's, you know what I'm saying? He's been saying this since 2005. You know what I'm saying? He has been saying this since forever. It's like, embrace the pain, use the pain to push you to greatness. And those are things that you hear a lot of times, but implementing it is so difficult when, like, again, in this generation, everybody places so much value on emotions and emotional currency is that they act like emotional currency is a thing. So many people want achievements based off sympathy. People set up GoFundMe's like, hey, sympathize with me and give me money because you know what I'm saying? Because you should be sympathetic with it. The whole GoFundMe movement is like, hey, have some sympathy for my cause. I don't want to do the work. You know what I'm saying? Have some sympathy. I tried.
I knew it was the reson why I like it. You just explained it.
That's it though. The whole GoFundMe thing is the whole I tried. And I tried. So y'all, I need y'all sympathy to get me across the finish line. But that's not how real life works. Like, you can't really do any of that. And you can't go fund your check at work. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, you know what I'm saying? And I had to get out of that mindset of this is uncomfortable. So I'm paralyzed because I don't want to move further into the discomfort. It's like, I'd rather stay away from, and another part of that too is my generation is hedonistic. Like, we find value in pleasure. Like
that goes back to the feeling again, right?
Yeah.
Feeling, yes. Yeah. So we find value in pleasure. We invest in pleasure. We take time away from work for pleasure and things like that. Instead of working for the pleasure, we'll, you know what I'm saying, pleasure instead of work. And that was a part God had to chastise me. He was like, Kill, you're hedonistic. You're a hedon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you do. You prioritize pleasure over discomfort, or you prioritize pleasure. Anything. It could be, you know what I'm saying?
Drop that tonight. Edit and cut that and drop that tonight.
But that was real for me. Like, I ain't like skip my generation. Like, that was real for me. God was like, Kill. Yeah. You value pleasure. You prioritize pleasure above your own pleasure, not even other people's pleasure. You prioritize your own pleasure over every other thing that you say you want in life. You know what I'm saying? You wake up in the morning and the first thing you reach for is something that gives you pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Before you go to sleep, the last thing you think about what's going to give you
unbelievable.
Pleasure.
Unbelievable.
It's insane.
I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm a high school dropout. I discouraged my mom. I will never forget Detroit public school system. I was a clown. Whoever in here, this school, whoever the clown, he getting kicked out the whole night. That was me. My real father wasn't in my life, and I needed the attention. So I came to school looking for it instead of learning. I'll never forget when the Detroit public school kicked me out. I couldn't stand school. Moms was always trying. She put me in Catholic school. I remember one year she put me like in an open house. She had to live in a tent 2 days just so she could beat the line. My mom, she was serious about school. I don't know where she got that from. And she always wanted me to do well. And when the Detroit public school system kicked me out, my mom said, can I just get one more conference with y'all? My mom went to fight for me one more time. I'll never forget, he showed my mom from kindergarten all the way through. He showed her, like, he don't want this. And I will never forget when he told my mother, no, he cannot come back to the Detroit public school system. My mom couldn't get it. She's like, I go to work, I take care of you, I do everything for you. You acting like you coming up like you being raised by animals. What have I ever done to you, son, that you go to school and act a fool like this? I'll never forget when we walked out, my mother shedded a tear and she was just like, wow, this ain't my son. Moms was embarrassed, hurt. I didn't get it before then, but we walking out, my mom got pride, y'all. She was top 10 in her class. My mom would read a 400-page book in a couple hours. She couldn't, it didn't register to her. What's wrong with this boy? And when we walked out, I will never forget that day how I made my mama feel, how disappointed she was in me. And I said that day, ain't nothing I could do about it, but one of these days, I'm gonna make my wrongs right by my mama. And when I got that first degree, I saw my mama smile. I was 30 years old. I should have graduated at 22. I was 30 with kids. And mama still screamed like I was 22 years old. That's my boy. And I went back and got the second one so I could see what that felt like again. And I'm getting a PhD. So I could see mama, so I could see her smile again. So every day I didn't feel like writing. Every day when they told me to do it over again, and I didn't feel like doing it over again, I kept saying to myself, you could quit, but if you quit, you will never see the joy in your mama's face, so you keep going.
Told all my people that we gotta make it, it ain't no more options. Living with mama was cool for a minute, but now it's a problem. We should be eating the competition, it just look like we starving. But I'ma keep rocking these stages till they start to look like the garden. I'm trying to get so much money that my wallet looking so green that you think it's a garden. Same one that went from the butt of a joke to the one at the show that's the highly regarded. Keep keeping it real from the bottom I started, you still at the bottom, they keep it 100. You either prey or the predator partner, you either the meal or the one that be hunting. Chasing my dreams and I got 'em running, it's not even funny, I'm just being real. Never been one for the money, got raps like a mummy, I swear that this paper is real. Mama's in pain, it's giving me chills, I just see the pills, I know that it hurt. The doctor prescribing the poison, he don't even know if it worked. Swear if she go to the dirt, then I'ma just lose it, I just don't know what I would do. Forget about Grammys, my kids need a granny, I tell you that's true. So maybe I'll use it as fuel for the music and get in the booth and give you this pain to spit from the heart. Been grinding too long to not make it through.
I've been grinding way too long. I've been grinding way too long.
Welcome to Free Summer School. Knowledge is the new money. We have Dr. Eric Thomas. He's the hip hop preacher.
Like
he said free.
I like to hear free.
They don't get no better than free. We have the All Stars with us today. Let's talk. Let's set it off.
We had the All Stars all week.
All week. Thank y'all. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Auntie Val. Dr. Auntie Val soon. Coach B. Yes. E. Let's talk about going all in.
Yeah.
How do you do it? What does that mean when we hear it? I mean, it's thrown around so much.
Yeah. So just first thing that comes to mind. Well, I can't say the first thing that comes to mind. I'll go to the second thing that comes to mind. I read a quote the other day that says, winners never quit and quitters never win. Right? Real simple, right? But I was thinking it through and I was like, okay, winners never quit. So a winner isn't necessarily this superior person. You know, it isn't this person that's like, just born with all the, benefits. It isn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we think sometimes. Like, this person is just like superior, like in mind, body, and soul, right? That's not the truth. According to the quote, winners never quit. So it just means that winners go all in. Like, they do whatever it takes. Once they set a goal, I don't care if they're tired. It doesn't matter if they're in a bad mood. It doesn't matter if it's snowing, rain, sleet, snow, whatever. It's like they're a winner because they made a choice that despite the circumstances, I'm going all in. Like, you're not going to stop me. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give in. And then quitters, right, never win. Why? Because something happened that stripped them from going all in. They was like, yo, I'll give you 60, I'll give you 70, but I'm not going all in. Like I'm not exhausting, the bank account. I'm not going to give you all the hours. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not doing it. And so when you go all in, right, it just means that you focus. We talked about focus before. Like, yo, I'm focused on getting this accomplished, getting this done. Just execute. And so you execute because you wouldn't let anything stop you, man. I'm telling you, from booking airline flights, to my working with somebody with my charge card, to buying a vehicle, bruh. Some people, bruh, they just, okay, so let me, okay, I don't want to call nobody out, right? But I went to Walmart. This week, and my wife sent me to Walmart, right? She had one request, bruh. One request. She wanted a sandwich. She said, can you go get me some turkey pastrami? I'm talking about the turkey pastrami be fire. I think it's boar's head, fire, right? And then she said, give me some cheese. Now, my mom messed me up because my mom was like, you buying that sliced Kraft cheese, that ain't real cheese, that's fake cheese. Fake news, fake.
Oh, I ain't gonna get it.
Right. So I was like, all right, mom, I'll start buying the expensive cheese in the block, then it ain't been cut.
Right.
So I go to Walmart, ain't nobody in line. Right. First of all, it's this lady in bakery going back and forth. She ain't saying nothing. She see me there. So when the customer's like, yo, you're gonna have to hit that bell. I was like, all right, cool. Hit the bell. Lady came up to me and she's like, what you want? I told her, oh, bruh, why you ask? She asked me. I said, I want turkey pastrami. I want some cheese. She was like, oh, our scale don't work. And I was like,
Wow.
what? What is? I was like, why you ask me then what I wanted? Like, what was this, a
That's
trick?
right.
I'm being punked. You know what I'm saying? I'm being punked. You being punked. Right? So she said the scale don't work. I was like, okay, what does that mean exactly? The scale don't work. Because there's 3 of them. That don't work. She was like, well, it's off, whatever it is. It's like we can weigh it, but the thing that calculates it and give us a price, that don't work. I was like, oh, but you know how much it weigh, right? Yeah. And then over here, don't it tell you how much?
Right. Let's do the math.
I'm confused. You know what I'm saying? She's like, well, they won't print it out and give you a barcode. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So her manager came over, was like, yo, the scale don't work. I was like, she just told me that. I don't need both of y'all to tell me the scale don't work, all right? I said to her, miss, I'm not trying to be funny, but my wife sent me to get turkey pastrami and cheese. I don't know if you know how this works. I can't go back without turkey pastrami and cheese. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't go back. Now, if you don't have it, that's one thing. But she gonna ask me if y'all had it. I'm gonna tell her yeah. And so, okay, I digress. But Q, what was it called? What was that called? That movie called? She said, "Do something." John Q, do something, right? So Diddy would have stuck me back in that joint, like, do something. Go get that. Go get me my stuff, right? Yeah. So I told the lady, like, yo, my wife, she ain't gonna want to hear this. So she was like, well, what can I do? I said, well, do me a favor, take my number down. And when it come back on, call me. She said, well, that might not be till tomorrow. I said, I never gave you a time frame. I just said, Q, she ain't going all in. Yeah. I'm like, wow. Yeah. You don't see the connection between, if stuff don't get bought, you won't have a job. Like, you're missing the connection here. Like, you don't see, right? So here's what I said. I said, can we do this? I can get my calculator and tell you if it's 2 pounds times 6.5. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can calculate, and you can just write it on the marker. You know what I'm saying? And I can just take it to the cash register, and she can just put it, And so she was like, okay, we can do that. So what am I saying? Bruh, she didn't go all in, bruh. She didn't go in. She was willing to say, yo, let's not get the sale. Let's not get the sale, because we don't have, and bruh, companies, like, people who work for them, like, they don't reach the highest level. You feel me? Like, they don't reach the highest level because the person isn't willing to. Remember, Michael Jordan he had the flu. They call it the flu game, where he was dragging him out. He was drinking fluids, like looked like he was about to die. But he won that playoff game. He put up more points than anybody who was well. Why? Because he said, I may never get this opportunity again. I'm laying it all on the floor. And I just realized, Q, when I stopped giving I was so mad. Why is life treat me like this? Why can't I? And it was like, you giving 70%, you giving 60. When I started giving the world free content, when I started waking up early, when I started like speaking and acting like I was getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, man, everything around me changed, bro. When I started going all in versus when I was giving a half effort. My mom used to say, I can't say it. I thought you cleaned the kitchen. I did. You ain't clean no kitchen. I cleaned out the kitchen. You get a half. I can't
That's
say
right. I know.
Y'all can finish that.
Yeah. You can't talk to your kids like that anymore.
You can't. You go to jail. You can go to jail.
I'm gonna tell you one person that probably does. Auntie Val. I know she probably does. She probably does. And I'm gonna be real. I was privy enough to just be able to see how Auntie Val moves, and she gonna go. Yeah. Like I remember the last teachers conference. It was y'all was setting it up for last year, and they had to go. You had to switch some things around, and always on go. Energy always up. Amen. You can't act like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you are that, right? So Auntie Val, talk to us about going all in.
Look, one who came to mind first is Kobe Bryant, and that Mamba mentality. Yeah. And where he talked about that Mamba, he said, and what got me was it's not about seeking the results. It's about the journey and the approach. And it becomes a lifestyle. So it's keep going. So literally every day, I say my affirmation is keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. I say it 10 times to myself. And I got that from him when I read his book. But I thought about it. For him to become who he was, all of the things that he did. Now, this is the one that took me out. He literally said he read the referee manual.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Because so he would know where the referee was standing on the court. When he was coming down the court, he knew where they positioned themselves.
Wow.
Come on. Wow. Talk about going all in.
That's it.
Going all in.
Wow.
And I got the other quote from Mustafa. Mustafa said, if you can do it in 2 minutes, get it done now.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
If you can do it in 2 minutes, get it done now. So between keep going and get it done now, you got to do what you got to do in the moment. And I had to really apply that when I was younger. Do it now and give it. That's your name on the paper. As a student, I taught my students this. When you write your first name, that's about you. When you write your last name, that's about everybody that came before you.
Yeah, that's good.
Because look, if I go in your house and I yell your first name, you're the only one gonna answer, most likely. But if I go in your house and I just say your last name, quite a few people gonna answer.
Right.
So you gotta think when you writing your name on your paper and you handing it in, it's not just about you. So you gotta go all in when you're doing your work. That's it, Q.
That's man. Good. All right, guys, we'll see y'all next.
See you next week.
That's a benediction,
man. He's used to pressure, so I'm gonna put the pressure on him. Coach B, we see the uniform behind us, behind you, Division I athlete. Talk to us. What does going all in mean to you?
Man, I'll be honest with you. This one, more than any other topic that we've discussed so far, this one runs deep with me. This one runs deep. So the part of my story that most people know is, the D1 athlete, did gymnastics at the University of Michigan. I blew up on social media for doing the world's first sitting backflip. I did, people see the highlight videos on Instagram and they say, incredible feats of athleticism, all that. What most people don't know about my story is I was actually cut from the team 4 times in 5 years.
Wow.
Right. And my last year, I kept coming back because I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. And so my last year, my 5th year in college, I had my wrist, I had a surgery on it and pretty much reconstructed a portion of my wrist up here. And it was a nasty recovery. And I made the decision that year that I was going to go all in. Wow. And when I say all in, I mean that summer as I was going through my recovery, I was literally training 40 hours a week. And it was probably too much. It probably wasn't even smart, but I needed to go all in for me. And so I was training 40 hours a week. I was practicing 3 times a day, plus weights, plus conditioning. And I've never committed to anything like that in my entire life. And I still didn't make the team. But here's the thing. because I committed like that, because I went all in, I don't have any regrets. I was able to walk away from it and focus on the next chapter in my life and feel good about it. So here's the thing. If you don't go all in, you might fail. If you do go all in, you still might fail.
Right.
But if you go all in and you still fail, you're going to grow throughout the process. You're going to learn about yourself. You'll personally develop yourself. You'll become somebody new because of that process that you went through. And you're going to be more prepared for success on the other side of it. If you don't go all in and you fail, it's going to keep you up at night. So all I'm saying is don't cheat yourself out of that opportunity to grow. Don't have less of the experience than you could possibly have because you didn't go all in, because it might go up or down either way, but you owe it to yourself to go all in.
Come on.
Wow.
Love it.
Come on. Now I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Man.
Let the church say,
Oh, Brian, man. All right. Okay.
might not need to be for free no more.
Yeah.
Right.
Need a little, run a little thing on there.
Need to rethink this.
Hey, you know what though? I will say this. This one, y'all have the entire weekend to replay this one and listen to this
That's
one.
good.
All right. Y'all got the whole weekend to sit on what you said. Oh, what my oh yeah. Ooh.
Hailing all the way from Honolulu.
Yeah. All the way. Hallelujah.
We have
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I like that.
Tiffany Hayes, talk to us about going all in. How do you go all in?
Going all in is dramatic. You know what I mean? It's just dramatic. Like people might call you, it's obsessive.
Yeah.
It's immersing yourself in information. It's reading the referee manual. It's I mean, you know what I mean? It's everything about it is dramatic. Saying I'm going to eat healthy is a cute goal. Going all in is taking a trash bag to the kitchen, throwing everything away, making a commitment not to eat out, and leaving my groceries. I'm going to order it online so I'm not tempted in the grocery store.
Yes.
That's dramatic. That's dramatic. You know what I mean? So it's like if you have a goal and you want to achieve it, you have to take dramatic actions and go all in, because he went all in for his wife. He had to do the job for him and somebody else.
Come on.
So it's like your resistance to going all in is causing other people to pick up the slack for you.
Yeah.
You know, he had to pick up the slack for her in the grocery store because he don't play about it.
That was good.
So if she didn't care about her job, he could have been gone a long time. So be dramatic. Go all in so nobody else has to do your job for you.
Man.
This gonna be y'all got a long weekend.
TJ.
Y'all got a long weekend ahead of you. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish us out. Here we go.
Talk to him, Charles.
So when we talk about going all in, not only with your academics, with your entrepreneur endeavors, and just everyday life relationships, period. Dr. King told us if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. You can't walk, then crawl. But at the end of the day, just keep moving forward. So the only thing that you can do is to continue to at least just do it one more time. So it's so easy to be like, you know what? It didn't work for me. You crawled. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm not doing this no more. The teacher getting on my nerves. They being extra. My mama won't stop fussing. Just do it one more time, just for yourself. It's dramatic, like Tiff said. It's dramatic. Be extra. It's okay. I'm an I. We're extra. We live on the cusp of extraness. That was me with the air horn. I might do it again in a minute. But we live on extra. But the thing is, I can guarantee you that I got one more in me. Just like with your gas tank. When that gas light come on, I know my car, I got about a mile and a half left in me. I'm gonna keep going because I got enough time to get to the gas station. I'm gonna keep moving. So don't quit. Just keep going. Go all in. Do whatever it looks like, whatever dramatic, looks like for you. If that's just getting up, going to the refrigerator, that's fine. Whatever your dramatic looks like, do that. Go all in, and don't cheat yourself, like Coach B said, because maybe you too can do a sitting down backflip with with your muscles. Because I'm gonna leave and go to the gym now because I gotta do better. Because my guns don't have as much ammo as Coach B's guns.
Man, listen, I'll add this. The way you do one thing is the way you do
everything.
All things, right?
Come on.
My son's my oldest son is 10 years old, right? And if I say, hey, your friend wants to go outside and play, he moves as fast as he wants to move, right? He's out the door. I'm going. But when we wake up, and I'm waking him up at 6 a.m. to get ready for school, he's dragging, right? And the thing in life is things are going to transfer, right? So it's you'll have more responsibility as you guys get older, and you can't just be an all-star in one area, right? Because again, we'll take it back to your subjects. If you're an all-star in math, you got to figure out how you can be an all-star in social studies, right? In life, it goes from I can't be a great entrepreneur, I can't be great in the world of communications, but I'm a horrible father. I can't be a great father and then I'm a horrible husband, right? So you have to do any and everything that you're focused on. This is what we talked about this week about being focused. Any and everything that's on your plate, you have to be focused and you have to be an all-star in those areas. I was able to go to San Diego and see E.T., and we were hanging out, and he was I think we were taking Dee somewhere, and just the interaction between E and Dee, I was like, oh, that's how you stay married for like 30 years. Like, she's right. You got to just shut up sometimes. Like, he wasn't E.T. the hip hop preacher. He was Eric the husband. I was like, oh, okay, got it. Like, so it was certain things I saw. So I just want to let you guys know that the things that you see on stage, he's transferring those things. I'm not saying he's Mr. Aggressive, but what I was able to see was like, oh, that's how you become. Okay, you have to be certain. You have to be great in certain ways, in different ways in your life, right? So because again, if I were to see E.T. and see how he interact with his family, with his wife, and it wasn't how he was talking on stage, that's like, man, everything you say on stage is just fake. And a lot of people out there, and I'm not pointing fingers, their life is imbalanced. You have to be an all-star in any and everything that you tasking. And this is why we say, with your time, we talked about time this week. We talked about focus this week. We talked about a lot of things this week, but everything that's on your plate, you have to do that. You have to do it with excellence. So it's not about what you want to do. It's what you have to do to take your life to the next level.
Yeah, that's deep. Yeah, that's deep, man. Y'all heard a lot. Wow. Y'all heard a lot. I'm not going to repeat it because you can watch this over the weekend. I want you to do that, but it is some dynamite nuggets. All right. Pick one. You got 7. All right. Pick one, put all 7 in order, pick one, go for it, knock out that one. Remember, small steps. We're not here to overwhelm you. That's why we're doing it in this form. You can watch it when you want to watch it. Now, we release it in the morning because we believe morning is when you should get up, get going, right? But you can watch it whenever you want to watch it. You can watch it over and over again. You can watch it with your friends. You can watch it with your family. You can watch it with your classmates, whatever. But it's for you. Like, literally, this is for you. People pay me a lot of money to do this, right? You're getting it for free. Why? We all care about you, love you. We have children, or we've raised children, or, we've mentored somebody. Somebody mentored us. We were somebody's child who loved us and wanted the best for us. And that's all we want for you. That's all we want for you. So play your video games, but don't let your video games play you. Watch your TV. Be entertained, get educated at some point. We're not asking you to do this all day. We kept it to 30 minutes and some change, right? So it's a gift. We can't open it for you. It's a gift. We can't utilize it for you. It's a gift. We can't value it for you, but it's here for you. It's yours. Please do something with it and pass it to the people you love. Have a phenomenal weekend. Stay safe. Don't lose your life on them streets. Make the type of decisions that you won't regret 5-10 years from now. And remember, what you are to be, you're now becoming. It's your boy E.T. and fam. We'll see you on Monday.